of dudes rapping, they ain't nice as me. 98% ain't lived the same type of life as me. The judge gave me life and then they sent me where the life is be. That level 4 with depth and vice, the type of stuff they like to see. Two choices, fight or flee. I refuse to die a chump. I never been a mark, but damn, it's scary when that riot jump. I seen dudes cry, get punked, or some sexually brutalized. Knew a dude who lost his life and he was only doing 5 year-long racial fights when homie all you do is ride. Lonely days and nights up in a hole causing suicide. From the moment you arrive, you see the Mexican mafia, AB skinheads with big giant swastikas, pro-black philosophers, the BGF, the Kumi, and Muslims who will murk you from the nation to the Sunni. That MS was loony, quick to ride up on they rival. Even Christians went to church, hide knives up in they Bible. Political and tribal, the Crips and Damus, the Long Beach, the Hubs and the Dubs and the Grooves, the IE, the Bakersfield, the Dago Pyrus, the hustlers quick to roll, the gangsters don't move. Whatever clique you choose, you better stick to your rules. I done seen cats get hit and the force will lift them off their shoes. The gun tower got the power, they will kill you if you move. The gun tower got the power, they will kill you if you move. Say what's cracking, YouTube? It's your boy 16 to life, and I'm back like I'm on a parole violation. Yard down. Now today we got OG Chances back in the house, man. Pleasure to have you back, Chances. How you been doing?
I've been doing excellent, man. I've been doing excellent. Just taking it one day at a time, you know. Yesterday's gone, tomorrow may never come. So I'm in the moment, man. You know, when I was in New York, that's when I was a little boy. A couple of things happened to make me leave. I'm 14 years old, man. And me, my little comrades, you know, we're doing what youngsters do. I'm 14. We find these guns, 30-06 and some other guns. We don't get assault, and one of my friends, associates, not me, but one of my associates, sawed off the front of the barrel and the back of the barrel. So we gave the rest of the guns that we found them like 4 or 5 of them. We kept the 30-06, the kind that you break down, and you stick the bullets and you pull it back. That I think that was the 30-06. Anyway, look, man. So we take the gun. Well, I'm with my friend, and he has the gun. I don't have the gun. But anyway, we go to his daddy's house. We go to his father's house on the west side. When we go to his father's house, his father had an argument with the landlord. So, allegedly, I was accused, but I didn't do it. But anyway, they allegedly, my friend, me and my friend, they said that we went upstairs and we knocked on the door, and the dude opened the door. It had a chain on it, and we stuck the barrel through the door and pulled the trigger. Blew his brains out. But I wasn't there. I had left. When I came back, they told me this had happened. Of course, I was arrested. My friend took the beef. Okay, so I'm about 14 years old, man. So a couple of months go by. So now there's a lot of tension. You know, there's a lot of my name is in a whole lot of stuff. So I had knocked this little young girl. She's my age. I was 14. She's 14. But she was out in the streets. So we hooked up. So we started having money. I'm hustling because I come from a one-parent household. My father wasn't there. My mother was a beautiful woman, very intelligent and nurturing. Love my mama. So look, man. So anyway, man. So I talked to my grandmother. She said, boy, you know all this stuff. You have a father live in Boston. I'm about 14. So I tell her, well, I'm going to go live with my father. So me and the female I had, she was selling pussy. Me, you know, I'm trying to find myself. So anyway, I told her that I was going to my father's house. My father was a player, man. They called him Gray-Eyed Chuck. You know, he was a black man with gray eyes, wore suits every day, and got a brand new Eldorado every year. So to me, hustling was a natural way of life. And I figured that it was a woman's job to raise the children, because my father wasn't there for me. My mama raised me and my siblings. And like I said, man, my mama was a beautiful woman, man, and very intelligent, nurturing. But it was hard on her, man. Let me say this: when my brother got killed, man, I jumped up off the porch, hit the ground rolling, and been stood straight up and been standing strong and tall like the gun tower ever since. So look, we jump on the bus, but I don't go to Boston. I come to California. So now I guess I'm pimping, if that's what you want to call it, because I don't know nothing about pimping, but I got a hoe, But anyway, look, man. So I end up in California. I was about 14 and a half years old, 15. But you know,
So what made you come to California? Who did you know in California? What
we were just this is how I ended up in California. Back then, this is 1974, man. You could go to the Greyhound bus ticket. You could buy a round trip ticket to anywhere in the nation for $100. So every place the bus stopped, because they told me you had to go from the east to the west to be known as one of the best. I've always been an alpha male. You know what I'm saying? So we pushed. Right. We stopped at all the little towns. We went through Chicago, Detroit, everywhere, man, everywhere. And I ended up in California. Now, I was finna turn 15. It was almost my birthday, you know what I'm saying? But look, we landed downtown LA, and I put her down on Figueroa Street. I think that was the whole street. I'm not for sure. But I ended up kicking it. When I would go to Compton, right, to this place called the Grandies. And then, because that's where I heard everything was going on there. So I went over to the Grandies, and when I walk over there, they had these dudes, man. They walked, these older dudes, they walked around. Some of them had on Chuck Taylors, some of them had on Pendletons, Dickies. All of them was creased up. They was wearing biscuits, Stacey Adams, Ace Deuce hats with canes. And I run into a couple of them, Barefoot Pookie, OG Mac, Big Ant from the Grandies, dudes like this, man. Bad Habit Rabbit, dudes like Big Sugar Bear, So they told me, "What you doing over here, man?" First they was tripping on me, but "What you doing over here, man?" What you mean what I'm doing over here, man? What you doing over here, man? What you mean what I'm doing? I'm gonna ask you one more time. I said, "Man, I'm over here, man, 'cause this is where everybody at." "Well, you can't get the out of here." I said, "Man, hey, man, I'm stubborn." No, remember, my brother was a Golden Glove champion, so I could squabble. And then I was around I was used to gangs anyway, because when I was a youngster in Buffalo, they had gangs, notorious gangs, like the Pythons, the Mad Dogs, the Manadors, the Sycamore Alley Turks, the Fillmore Alley Turks. So look, and them gangs back then in the early 70s, where I was at, they wore jackets and shit. Until the Black Panthers came and made them line up on the street and burn their jackets. When they embraced their awareness, enlightened them about black on black crime. So when I get around these dudes, shit, I was used to that anyway. So look, OG Mac, Barefoot, they beat my little. I was a youngster. They beat my little just to get me up out of there. But I would go back. Nigga, what you doing back? Cuz, what you doing back over here, man? And they whip me again. I come back again. Because every time I drop off, we stay in the hotel. Every time I drop in the hotel, I go back. So one day, Barefoot Pookie said to me, man, he said, "Man, what the is you doing over here, man?" I said, "Man," so I'm cocky. They had some called Mad Dog 2020 and Wild House Rose and like this. You can put Kool-Aid in it and shake it up and all. So look, I've been drinking something. So I go, he said, what you doing over here, man?" So I said, "Man, it's time for my whooping time, right?" And they all looked at each other, and they started laughing, man. They started laughing and pulled me and gave me a hug and said, "Man, man, we like your little, because I had heart, So when I started banging, man, as far as I'm from the IE and I represent, I don't bang no more. I've retired. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not active, but it's still IE on mine, from the womb to the tomb, from the cradle to the grave. On the IE, I stand tall and strong like the gun tower when it comes to the IE. But nevertheless, but I'll be digressing because I suffer from short-term, long-term memory. I've been hit upside my damn head, so my memory ain't working right. So it malfunctions sometimes, like in people. But anyway, look, man. So the way I when I started banging, I never was jumped on. But I guess that was my initiation of mass was. But nevertheless, I just I started going a little up out of Los Angeles County, and I ended up in San Bernardino, man, around the projects on the west side, PJG project around 10th Street. But nevertheless, I don't even want to go into all that. What I want to talk about today, there's a lot of stuff going on today in California's prison industrial complex. I'm an old man now. I'm 64. But nevertheless, I'm 64 years old. And I've spent over half my life in California's prison industrial complex than I have on the streets in the free world. There's a lot of stuff going on, man. Times have changed. See, look, man. So I hear a lot of stuff. Okay, first I'm gonna start. Now, I'll be jumping around because that's what I do. I jump around a lot. But let me say this. I jump around a lot. So let me say this. Okay, first of all, I'll talk about, they say, well, the blacks is copying the,
look, let me ask
Hispanic community.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
When did you first start going to prison?
I started going to prison in the late 70s, early 80s. Just show you how old, I had a C number. I heard they on Z numbers and double Z's and all that. I don't know. When I was going to prison, I had a C number. When I got there, only thing was on the yard was A numbers and B numbers. Now they heard they got double Z's and all that. I don't know nothing about that. When I went there with nothing but G's on the yards, the ones that started this shit. So, bam. So since the early 70s, matter of fact, man, let me say this, man. Let me say this, man. I'm like a dinosaur, man. I'm an antique, So a lot of stuff that's going. I'm just really starting how to learn how to use the phone, man. But nevertheless, what I wanted to say was this, man. Damn, I lost my frame of thought already. What was I just saying? I was just saying, and don't cut that up. Let them see, because I'm old. Oh, this is what I want to say, man. When I first entered into the prison industrial complex, the blacks outnumbered the Hispanics, the Mexicans, man. There were more blacks in prison than Mexicans. The Crips outnumbered the Bloods. There were certain organizations that don't exist anymore. We all know there was a Serenials, Nathaniels, stuff like this. And we all know you had the BGS, the Muslims. Then you had and another one, you had the Woodpile. But look, you have things that exist now that didn't exist, that existed then that doesn't exist now. You had stuff like the Vanguard. I don't even think they exist anymore. You had a group called the Polar Bears. I don't even think they exist now.
Elaborate a little bit on the Vanguards.
The Vanguards were similar to the BGF. I wasn't a Vanguard, so I can only tell you what I felt and what I seen. But as far as their ideology, their indoctrination, I couldn't tell you about that. And I'm not even going to begin to even try to tell you about that. That's like me trying to tell you about another set, another organization. I'm not a part of that organization. I can only give you my opinion from the outside looking in. Now, we all know opinions is like everybody got one, But and I was saying this, man, that it's different now, man. It's different now. Now look, the blacks outnumbered the Mexicans. The Crips outnumbered the Bloods. Now, let's take a Damu, Blood. Man, I looked at them dudes like straight up soldiers, man. Straight up soldiers, man. They was outnumbered like 10-1.
So by a person coming to jail back then as a Blood, was he automatically, was the Crip set tripping on the Bloods back then?
Automatic, because you know, during this era, there was very little Crip on Crip violence, and there were no Damu Bloods on Damu violence. Most likely, if a Blood hit a yard, he would be automatically rushed. But this is the code. Let me show you how much heart they had. They'd hit the yard, and they was representing what they was representing, and they was throwing it up. So man, I looked at them dudes. I said, man, these soldiers, man, because I love soldiers, man. I love soldiers, man. So and then let me tell you how to. See, this is the thing, man. The overseers of California's prison industrial complex. This is what they do, man. They keep all the prisoners pitted against each other. Because if I'm looking at somebody, he looking to kill me, and I'm looking at him looking to kill him, we don't got time to look at the real enemy, which is the overseers, the officers. Now look, Here's a metaphor. It comes out. It's written by this. It come out the book. I forgot the name of it. The something of self. But look, it says it gives an example. Whereas though you have a bullfighter, and he has a red cape. He has a cape, no matter what the color. He has the cape, and he would wave the cape, and the bull would rush the cape. And they had these spears that they would stick in the bull. Now, after he even stuck this bull so many times, the bull is finna die. Before the bull dies, man, he realizes it's not the cape that's my enemy. It's the that's holding the cape. So I say this. I looked at the Mexican structure, the white boy structures, and I had great respect for their structures, man. Respected because they were strong structures. But nevertheless, there were certain individuals that I didn't like, But as far as they much respect to these structures. Now, me being in Dugu, I was in many battles, many wars against the Serenials and the whites. Many battles, many wars, and quite a few battles, man. I got the short end of the stick. And and then me being from the IE, a lot of people saying I was set tripping. Maybe I was. I don't know. But I know that's how I felt at the moment. I was at war with a lot of sets in LA, in Los Angeles. But as I matured in prison, because like I did over 30-something years, man. So look, gain respect. And we gain respect for each other because, hold up, man, we got the Mexicans, we had war with the Mexicans, we had war with the wood pile, A, B, skinny, all that stuff. Then we had war with the police. We got to stop tripping on each other. So I would fight. One day, man, I was in a situation, man, right? I'm in a situation, man, I'm on a tier. I'm in the Bay. Look, I'm in the Bay, man. I'm on the top tier. So, that when we know when the doors pop in the morning, it's going down. We're not making it to the yard. It's going down. This the cold part. We're at war with the Mexicans. Now, a lot of times the Mexicans, the wood pile would assist the Mexicans, but we don't know what they're gonna do. But I know when these doors pop, it's on, right? So look, man, I got some Serenos on this side of me in the cell. Got Serenos on that side of me in the cell, right? So it's two people in each cell. So I said, damn, it's a cell right there. It's a cell right there. So I tell my cellie, I said, say, man, what cell are you on, nigga? Because, boy, look here. He's all chances, man. I said, all chances, man. So I did what I always do. when something finna jump like that, I don't even go to sleep, man. I just drink coffee all night long and get, but look, we sharpen knives all night. But anyway, look, man, so that was just to show you. But nevertheless, man, I want to get on the current things that's going on in the prison now. There was a question asked. If, let's say, a riot jumped with the Hispanics, right, with the Mexicans, okay, that's the first wave. On the second wave, who you think would actually win the second wave? Because the first thing happened, whatever initially happened, that set the riot off. At first, first of all, let me say, man, I'm a very biased person, man. I'm very biased. When I walk that walk, now, I ain't just talking that talk. When I was on the line, I walked that walk, man. I used to let my nuts hang. So I became very biased. And that's the only way you go through it. First of all, everybody from a set, everybody that's representing an organization think their organization is the horse. Everybody think that. Think they organization. When in all actuality, it's only a couple of people from each set that made that set. But nevertheless, get back to what I was saying, that you have who would come out on the second wave. I believe like this. Overall, the Hispanics might come out. And that's what I'm gonna tell you why I said that. Because my thing is this. Making preemptive strikes. I'm not even gonna be there when the second wave comes, because I'm taking off when the thing first go down. On site, closest thing to me, I'm taking off. But so I say that, look, so this is why, and this is the main reason why I said what I said. Because look, now, even though the blacks during my era outnumbered the Mexicans, nowadays the Mexicans outnumber the blacks. It's more Mexicans in jail than it is blacks. Even though numbers is not the authoritative definitive on who's going to win, it's a fact to be considered. Now, this is why I said it, because on the first thing when it jumps, the Ndugus, the soldiers, the brothers, Ndugus, the brothers, the Keyways, the Crips, the Damus, the Bloods, the first wave, the riders is going to be there. So they're going to snatch them up. They're going to snatch them up and take them off the line. So now what's left? And I'm not saying that the Ndugus that's left is not going to ride, but they're going to be so outnumbered. They're going to be overwhelmed. They're going to be overwhelmed. Now, let me say this to you, though. Now, on the flip side of that, let's say something jump. Let's say something jump, man. Let's say something jump. On the first wave, though, I truly believe in my heart and believe that, and I already told you I'm biased, and this is how I feel. And I'll just say this. Chill, you've been on the line with me. So look, I just say this. On the first wave, the blacks is going to come out on top, man. This is how I feel. The Keyways, the Damus, the Ndugus. I'll reiterate to you once again, I'm not Johnny Tough Guy. I'm not Billy Badass. I done got the short end of the stick so many times. I have a mental problem. I suffer from short-term, long-term memory loss. I was incarcerated for so long and been into so many beatdas, wars, that when I got out, man, they immediately gave me SSI because they said, we know you got a mental problem. I got SSI so fast, I was one of the quickest one because post-traumatic stress, man. I tell you, I can walk down the street, man, and a car backfire and I hit the ground. I'm thinking somebody's shooting. I'm going to talk about the SNY yards, the sensitive needs yards. This is what I'm going to talk about. The sensitive needs yards. When I first came to the pen, late 70s, early 80s, there was no sensitive needs yards. Later on down the line, these sensitive needs yards started popping. A sensitive needs is basically a PC yard. That's why they open them up. PC. You can't be on the main line no more, so we're going to stick you over here. Right? But let me say this. Don't think for 1 second That because a person is on a sensitive needs yard, that he's not a killer, that he's not a soldier, and that he won't ride. He probably knock your dick in the dirt. Different people are on sensitive needs yard for different reasons. Now, don't get me wrong. You got some that's on the yard for reason. Child, all this type of shit. Then you got the dropouts, those who dropped out, whatever their reason is for dropping out. I don't know. I wasn't there. But nevertheless, then you got some of y'all that's on them, y'all. They're straight up soldiers, man. They're straight up soldiers, man. They see things different now. They don't see them like because whatever happened. You have things that's dramatic. What might be dramatic to me might not be dramatic to you because of our stress levels. What might affect me dramatically might not affect you dramatically. Now look, you got the system needs yards. Now, I've been to a lot of penitentiaries, a lot of them, all of them. I've been to all of them. When I first came to the pen, there was 4 major penitentiaries in California. They had San Quentin, they had Folsom, they had Soledad, and they had Tracy. Then they had all the other ones. Then other ones start popping. A lot of the new ones, they wasn't there when I was in, but they start popping up. Then they came up with Pelican Bay. When they opened up Pelican Bay, it was the modern day Alcatraz. Everybody who thought they was Billy Badass and Johnny Tough Guy in the state of California, they sent them to Pelican Bay. Every other person had life, double life, triple life without the possibility of parole, plus a couple of 100 years. But this is the coldest part, man. When you hit the rock, when you hit the yard, these were some of the humblest dudes you ever want to see. Very humble. A lot of them didn't even talk loud. You rarely ever hear an argument. Very, very, very respectful. You know why they was respectful? Because they wasn't going to tolerate you disrespecting them. You could be 10 feet away and you talk with somebody. As they walking up, they would excuse me, brother. You know, can I talk to you for a second? You know, very respectful, man. I look at some of these YouTube things and I see dudes I did time with, man. I want to give a shout out to Crazo for Raymond, man. Crazo for Raymond, man. I seen him on a thing the other day. Crazo, big Crazo for Raymond, man. Straight up soldier, man. He was a soldier then and he's a soldier now, man. And I listened to the things he had to say, man. I walked the line with Crazo. It was in Pelican Bay. Straight up soldier with the business, man. With the business. I see another dude, man. Call him Cartoon Fire Trade. Now, I didn't know Cartoon personally. And we probably never even talked. We probably had, but maybe we did. We probably never even had a conversation. Maybe we did. But who he say he is, I remember him from the yard. I used to always see him on the weight pile. Hoover Line, Pity Whack came up there. Lavelle was up there. Quite a few dudes, 4 Finger Day, all soldiers on the line. Anyway, man, get back to Cartoon. Straight up soldier. Who he say he is, that's who he is. That's the way he was. But as I listen to him, I see he's more intelligent now. You can hear the wisdom, man. Oh, yeah, that's another thing, man. When I was on the yard with Cartoon, please correct me if I'm wrong. I have a bad memory. We didn't call him Cartoon. We called him Kachini. I think that was his Swahili name. Kachini. Correct me if I'm wrong. I have a bad memory, but I'm quite sure, man. We called him Kachini.
You told me about a time when you and Cartoon was on the weight pal.
Yes, I did. Yeah, we used to be. But anyway, I don't want to go into all that, right? But we used to be on the weight pile all the time.
Yeah, earlier you mentioned that you like soldiers. Who were some of your top 3 or top 5 soldiers that you ran across while doing time?
Okay. I read Kachini, Cartoon. I see him. Crazo, Petey Whack hit the line. You had Lil Banker T from the 60s. You had Weedy from Broadway. You had Lavelle from Raymond. Big Ant from the Grandees. You had quite a few of them, man. Quite a few of them. And as we go along, if they pop on mine again, you know. But there's a lot of them, man. Everybody was there, man. You know. And this is the thing, man. Each organization didn't allow no busters on the line. As far as dude might be from your set, but you know this dude ain't a rider, you would get at him, man. Love you, man. But nigga, you got to go. Oh, nigga, I see you back at the nigga. No, nigga, we need riders on the set. You already knew how I got down with mine, you know. So, yeah, man, yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, chill. My battery is finna run out. You know, I
Okay.
should have had a real charge. It's finna run out. But
All right.
nevertheless, let me say this. Let me say this. I did a few interviews with my homeboy Chill, and I would recommend that you go back and you check them out if you want to know some things about me. I have a book in progress now. I ain't Einstein, none of that stuff. I ain't the brightest person in the world, and I damn sure ain't the dumb. So I'm putting something together, man. But nevertheless, Chill, I want to say Asante Sana, man. Thank you very much for having me, for doing an interview with me. And I look forward, man, for to doing the next one. Also, I want to say, man, to the viewers, just look at them. When you listen to me, man, I'm gonna say some that you ain't gonna like, and I'm gonna say some that you don't want to like. And my thing is this: if you don't want to hear some, ain't no sense in you shouldn't even tune in. If you hear I'm on there, I'm gonna give it to you raw and uncut, man. All right, Chill Chalewa.
All right. Hey, thank you for coming through, man. And Chalewa.
I ain't never told y'all, and I ain't never testify. Thugged it on the main line, I never went to S&Y.